Behold, my glorious supporter Zezmeril has requested some Warframe animation set inspired snow people. Zezmeril asks, well, given the weather, globally, or in the United States at least, there's been a lot of snow. Globally, there has been a lot of snow because of global warming. Anyway, given the weather, how about we go with a more whimsical parlay for this month? Given the personalities we see in each animation set for the Warframes, what kind of snow people would each one make if given the chance? Which ones would strike out and do their own thing, and which would stick to more traditional designs? So as usual with these Warframe roster questions, I obviously can't do every single one, but we can go through them a little bit. Previously, we talked about Warframes and the kind of listen they would music to, the kind of music they would listen to. And I spent some time talking about what determines what kind of music someone would listen to, or what that even means, you know? Here I think it's a bit more obvious. You know, we look at something like Oberon or Hydroid Noble. These are your power pose, you're standing up, you know? This is a normal snowman. Like, it's your bog standard snowman. I feel like that's pretty intuitive. And then you have your Nezha Noble, your Zephyr Agile. These are your more whimsical snowmen. Your ones that have maybe a different number of orbs making the body, and the limbs are made of cucumber, and I meant to say celery, but cucumber is pretty funny. Sure, they'd probably have cucumber on their eyes too. Nezha looks like he likes cucumber on his snowman's eyes. Sure. But I think that once you get past those, there are some where for example, Wisp Agile. So you're flying. Wisp Agile is flight. It's like Zephyr Agile, but flying, kind of. A flying snowman with a hover thing under it? I don't know. A futuristic desk plant, but with an anti-gravity device under the snowman's butt? Wouldn't it just spin because it's a circle and it would have trouble balancing? Oh, okay, so Wisp Agile, you have the anti-gravity device under the snowman, but then to do, so people who walk on tightropes, acrobats on tightropes, are exploiting a physics thing where, so you're on the tightrope is here, and you're walking on the tightrope, right? And you've got your pole that you hold on the tightrope. You know, that thin pole they hold? What that does is changes where their center of gravity is. I think this is how this works. Tell me if I'm wrong. It changes where their center of gravity is to be below the pole, the wire that they're on. The pole makes their center of gravity below the wire because physics weirdness, which means that they're being held onto the wire by their center of gravity rather than their center of gravity being above the wire, which would make them wiggle around. And that's why it's so relatively easier, possible at all, to balance on things like that. So if we're worried about our Wisp Agile snowman, it's a snowman, but then it's on that little gravity thing. Only one gravity thing. Come on, what are we, full of money? For goodness sakes. So what we need to do is make kind of snow man feet or something that will go under the gravity device to change where the center of gravity is and help it balance more. Easy, right? For how complicated Wisp's abilities are, I think that's reasonable, right? Sure. Wisp is whimsical in her Noble animation set, so that should be fine. And then we have things like Limbo Agile. This is a snowman with a penis. I mean, we're like, what are we even doing here? Like, obviously, the Limbo Agile is the one that's like this, like JoJo thing. Yeah, it's a snowman with genitals. It doesn't have to be a penis, I suppose, but that Limbo, I don't know. For Limbo, it would be a snowman with a penis. There you go. I know everybody wants me to say that. Let's just get it out of the way. You're welcome. Cue laughter. No more laughter. Moving right along. Necros Noble. This has got to be... I was going to say something like a really edgy snowman, so the snowman, but there's like a skull carved into. Necros Noble is the one that's like the invoking the dead necromancer pose thing. I was thinking the head of the snowman is a skull, or they're all skulls or something. All the orbs of the snowman body parts, they're all skulls or something. Let's do jack-o'-lantern-y. I think what it is the snowman has snow hands that are doing this. That's got to be what it is. And then they can be holding skulls. It can be an Elasporioric snowman. There we go. That one is very... the Necros Noble one is very single-minded, power-invoking, kind of snowman, which I think is good for bringing forth the skulls. Then there's Grendel Noble. I really like Grendel Noble. It's a nice it's like an honest power pose. Like not doesn't look, not wearing a suit and tie power pose. Like gonna actually fight, actually powerful pose. Basically, has those sumo like animations. This is that snowman where it's just one really big snowball, really like bigger than that. You're imagining something bigger than that, like a big boy snowball that just has eyes and a nose and stuff. And the carrot is like a small tree. Like the nose, instead of being a carrot, is just you uproot a small evergreen tree and stick it in the center of its face. That's how you do it. The eyes are entire pieces of ham. There you go. That's a Grendel Noble snowman. You could do this all day. Maybe I shall. Maybe if there's still snow on the ground where I live, perhaps we should. What a fun question. I read this question as asking, because the animation sets they kind of move around a little bit, right? I thought you were trying to say what kind of snow angels, so when you lie in the snow and wave around, each of the warframes would make, which I was thinking, okay, well, that's hilarious, but it's not like interesting to answer because it would just be their silhouette, right? But some of them, I mean, it would be, you could do, we're not doing this here, but you could do a tier list of how little of the human form would be retained if a warframe did their animation set while making a snow angel. So for example, Nezha Noble, where he's doing his weird thing and then he does his big hand motion where he does this, it would just be a circle. Like if he lies down in the snow and does that, it's a circle. I don't know what to tell you. It wouldn't be a snow angel. Whereas like Oberon and Hydroid, it's like they barely move. It would just be a snow person. It wouldn't be a snow angel. There would be no wings, you know. They all to varying degrees move their arms. The Limbo one would look like a snow chicken, probably, because you'd be doing this, but then your elbows are the only thing making the thing. You could do something like that. Anyway, I thought that was a funny interpretation of this question, but when I read it again, of course, that's clearly not what you mean, but I thought it would be very funny. Or if it is what you meant, I also think that would be very amusing, but that's why I answered the snow people one rather than snow angels. I guess I now answered both. What a fun question. I hope it doesn't snow more and bring about the collapse of society.